Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alastair, and today I'm going to be reviewing the On Cloudultra Pro. The Cloudultra Pro is On's first true all-mountain ultra-distance trail racing shoe. And it finally delivers what I've really been after from On for so long now. It's lightweight, efficient, stable underfoot, and clearly it's been tuned for trail racing environments, so anyone who wants to run ultra distance, but anywhere down to 5K if you really want a fast all-mountain trail running shoe that can handle technical terrain fast. But I don't want to give too much away too soon, so I'm going to kick off by going over the key specifications. They cost $260. Now, yes, I'm well aware that's quite a lot of money, and it's definitely on the high end for this category. So I'm going to let you know at the end of this review if I believe it's worth paying that price tag. They weigh 9.5 ounces or 269 grams. That's for a size US men's 9, my pair. And they have a 6mm drop. That's 38mm under the heel and 32mm under the toe. So fairly high stack, but actually it feels very controlled and very grounded whilst on the run. The upper's using a zoned Leno weave mesh, which is a combination of TPE and TPU. And it's got a nice gusseted tongue there, which holds the tongue in place when you're running. Also helps stop any debris and dust from rubbing against your feet. And there are TPU overlays on the upper as well. That helps with durability and gives a little bit of splash protection as well if you are running through puddles. The upper is incredibly breathable, so this one's very much not waterproof. So it's nice to have a little bit of splash protection there just to stop any quick bits of water from getting in the shoe. But the breathability is awesome if you are running in hot conditions or you're running at such a high intensity that your feet are heating up. Having that breathability allows the shoe to vent out and let your feet breathe. Excuse the wardrobe change, I was mid-edit on this video and realised I completely forgot to go over the midsole. So the midsole is using a dual density Helion HF foam, and it's got a nylon Speedboard running through the middle of those two layers, which is 15% glass fiber reinforced. So it makes it a little bit stiffer and a lot more durable than just a nylon plate. The outsole is using On's Missiongrip rubber compound with 3.5mm chevron lugs. So not the most aggressive lugs. That 3.5mm depth isn't going to handle thick mud all that well, unfortunately, but for most scenarios it's going to do really well. And then some extras include a nice rocket geometry tuned with FEA. It's got a lace garage as well, or I guess I'm going to call it an elasticated loop, which allows you to stow your laces when they're done up. That keeps them out of the way, stops them flapping around, and stops them coming undone as well. When it comes to sizing and fit, the Cloudultra Pro is very much true to size, and it's got a medium width. The toe box area is quite voluminous. It's not hugely wide, but it's nice and airy in there, and there is enough room to allow your toes to splay a little bit. Something to note is I have felt a little bit of rubbing on my, what was it? The left foot, I believe it is, from this TPU overlay here. It's where it meets this front toe bumper, this foam section here. If you've got wider feet at the front of your foot, you might feel that that actually rubs a little bit on your little toe. I think some people might notice that if you do have wide feet. You could very easily wear thicker socks and not feel that, but it's my job to find these things and bring them to your attention. The lock within the shoe is very good as well. The lacing system does a great job of securing your foot well, and the heel lock is good too. So you don't need to do any racer's loop lacing setup, anything like that. You can very easily get a nice fit very quickly. If you're enjoying this video so far and you're finding it helpful or insightful, please give the video a like. Really appreciate it when you guys do that. helps out me and the channel. And of course, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. I always keep my reviews genuine, honest, and as insightful as possible to help you decide whether or not the shoes I'm currently reviewing are going to be best for you and your needs. But as always, if you've got a question that maybe I haven't covered something, drop it in the comments. I reply to absolutely everyone. And if you've had experience with the On Cloudultra Pro, put that in the comments. I really appreciate it when you guys do that. It really helps people who come to this video in the future. It's going to help them decide whether or not these shoes are going to be good for them or not. So put as much information as you can. Share how you've been using them and whether you've been enjoying them or not. That kind of stuff. Moving on to my performance review then. I'm going to start by going over how it feels on the run, because that's really where this one shines. It's how it feels, it's what the ride is like. And this one is super snappy. It's got that nylon plate within the midsole. It's sandwiched between the two Helion foams. And what that plate does is give you a lot of spring back. So when you flex the shoe, it absolutely flies out your hand, and that's because of a nylon plate, but also the foams are contributing to that. It's very snappy. It's fairly lightweight for a shoe in this category as well. So it makes you want to have a nice fast cadence and a quick tick over on your stride. That's actually very important when you're trail running. You want to shorten your steps a little bit as much as you can so you can get better control on the trails. You're putting less force and weight on technical trails when you are running with shorter steps and lighter steps. So the fact it helps or encourages you to run like that is only a good thing. The plate also helps give the shoe a little bit of stability as well. So I'm not generally a fan of having carbon fiber plates in trail running shoes. They're just too stiff. You need some level of flex in there. Otherwise, you really can't take your shoes on anything too technical. Sure, you can run nice, buff, easy, moderate trails over long distances with carbon fiber plates, and you can run very fast in them. But for anyone who likes to mix it up as much as possible, go anywhere that you see or want to target, then you need an all-mountain trail running shoe that has good control. So I like the fact that it does have a nylon plate. It's more flexible than carbon, gives you that pop, really fast toe off, but also allows you to maintain control and stability when you are running down steep hills and on technical terrain. Having a nylon plate also makes these fast when you do hit those downhill sections, flat sections, but it's actually been giving me a helping hand going up hills as well. It's kind of supported and pushed me up hills when I have done hill training in these. The ride is nice and soft, so it does have good shock absorption in the midsole here. It's definitely more on the firmer side than plush though, and that's, to be honest, what you do want on a trail running shoe. The softer the shoe, the less stable it is, more wobbly, and you're more likely to roll your ankle on anything more than moderate trails. So this one's incredibly capable in that respect, meaning it is an all-mountain trail running shoe. But having that nylon plate and a nice response from this foam does mean it does very well at longer distances as well. It just makes it more efficient and it helps push you forward, gives you a nice forward momentum and roll through your stride and foot transition as well. If you land on your heel or forefoot, it actually feels really good all the way across. I tend to run more on my forefoot and I feel like there's enough cushioning and I get a good amount of toe off from there as well. But when I start getting tired, sometimes I land towards my heel as well. So having more cushioning at the heel and still having that nice transition from heel landing all the way to toe takeoff is very beneficial for this shoe because it does mean you can go long distances as well. There's a nice bit of arch support in here as well. I'd say it's slightly more than standard or average in a running shoe. So you do feel that arch support, but that's good. That helps with stability, it helps keep your arch structured, helps stop your ankle rolling inwards when you're running. So I do like that, and it's not an uncomfortable feeling. It just feels like there's a little bit more support under your arch. It's very comfortable overall as well. There's collars, heel counter, tongue, have got plenty of padding. So it feels very nice to slip on, but also on the run. I like how breathable this upper is. It's incredibly breathable, probably one of the most breathable uppers out there right now. And that means you get a nice bit of airflow going through the shoe, your feet are less likely to swell, they're less likely to get sweaty, and because of those reasons, you're less likely to get blisters within the shoe as well. And being super breathable, if you do get them wet, maybe you've got a stream crossing, then they're going to dry off or drain very quickly too. One downside to an open mesh like this is any very fine debris or dirt or dust can very easily make its way into the shoe. So if you're wearing white socks, expect them to be brown by the time you finish your run. Moving on to the traction and the outsole, it's very good. Missiongrip, I'm used to it. I've run with Missiongrip rubber compound on many shoes over many years, and it does a really good job of handling most terrains. It's very sticky. It's not the best on slick, wet rocks, and these lugs are only 3.5 millimeters, which is actually a little bit surprising for this shoe being an all-mountain trail racing shoe. I'd expect them to be a little bit deeper, a little bit more aggressive, but the fact of the matter is 3.5 millimeters is not really enough for wet, sloppy mud. You might end up not getting enough traction in that situation. You won't get enough bite, so to speak. Now, if you're wondering where these have placed in my best all-mountain trail running shoes roundup, well, follow that link up there. That'll point you to my roundup of the best all-mountain shoes right now based on performance in my reviews. On there, it's going to be super easy for you to find the best one for you. So if you're not sure about these, maybe they're a little bit too expensive for your liking, there are some excellent ones on there. There's actually a couple that are even better than this for less money. So I highly recommend you check out that list if you are still deciding which shoes to get next. And that leads me on to my final verdict and whether or not they're worth $260. Now, I'll be the first to admit, $260 is very much on the high end for this category of shoe. Yes, On is a premium brand, so you're gonna bump up the price of your shoes probably by about $20 before you've done anything. It's definitely worth it. This is one of the best all-mountain trail running shoes right now. It's in my top 5 for sure. Performs admirably over long distances on technical terrain. It's fast on the flats. It's incredibly breathable, very comfortable as well. It really has everything you could want from an all-mountain trail running shoe that allows you to run fast or race in them as well. But there are other really, really good all-mountain trail running shoes for racing ultras as well. And at a much lower price point as well. So I think this is going to depend on whether you're a fan of the On running brand. If you love how this looks, I'll admit, this looks really sleek, it looks fast, it looks bold, and it just looks pretty badass. I love how it looks. So all those factors, I think that's going to help you decide whether or not this is going to be worth for you. It's also a very fast all-mountain trail running shoe if that's something you're after. There's not a huge amount out there that can kind of compete with this in that respect. There are some. So with that respect, it's fairly unique. And I think if you are a fan of On, you like the look of it, and you want a really good trail running shoe, then yes, you have to check this one out. It's got to be on your list. And I am going to be hanging on to these because I've been enjoying them for the past month. I've obviously been doing a lot of trail runs in these, but also I've been doing some hikes with the family in them just because I like how they look. And that snappy kind of forward roll just makes hiking that much easier and a little bit more enjoyable. Well, I really hope this review gave you the insights into whether or not this shoe is going to be for you. Again, if you've got a question, anything at all, pop it in the comments, I'll get back to you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next review. Peace.